Hi friends! Welcome back to another manifestation video. In today's video, we'll be covering one specific manifestation technique, namely the very famous visualization method. And we'll be covering in total 3 different ways you can visualize in this video. But before we start talking about visualization, I want to point out that the purpose of visualization and really all manifestation techniques in general are to help you with 2 things. One is to help you set the correct emotional / vibrational set point for your manifestations, and 2 is to help you rewire your brain into truly believing in yourself. So no matter which specific visualization technique or method you choose to utilize, just remember that these 2 things are the main purposes for doing visualization practices. There's so many ways to manifest, but visualization, in my opinion, is really among the most powerful ones. And in fact, visualization is so powerful that it is utilized by so many other professions like athletes and corporate CEOs. I think I remember reading about how Elon Musk always visualized to start his day, but I'm not sure if it's like a credible source or not. But I know like a lot of people, like a lot of successful people, they always visualize to help them optimize their performance. And why is visualization so powerful? We're gonna use biology and psychology to kind of explain why visualization is super powerful. So visualization is super powerful because when you're like vividly imagining something, your neural activities in your brain would look like as if you were experiencing that scenario right in this present moment. So basically, in other words, your brain can tell the difference between you imagining something really vividly versus you actually experiencing that in the present moment. Yeah, so your brain cannot tell your imagination from reality, basically. What that means is that when you're visualizing your manifestations or like your desires, and if you like visualize it really vividly and really correctly, and what you're essentially doing is that you're triggering your neural activities in your brain to look like as if you're experiencing your desired reality right now, right? And thus trigger the physical reaction in you and make you feel like you have already obtained your manifestations in the present moment. Because if you think about it, our physical reactions and like emotions are actually just end products of our neural activities, right? Like our neurons firing to each other, sending signals, and once the signal passes certain threshold, it will trigger some physical reaction. That's it's like a very simplified version of how our physical reactions are being triggered by our neural activities. So basically, if your neurons are firing in a way that looks like as if you're experiencing something in your present moment, then your body would obviously react or feel like you would feel like you're experiencing that in the present moment too. So you would feel either like joy, exuberance, excitement, and you know, like all that kind of positive emotions when you're visualizing your manifestations correctly. And that is how you set the correct emotional set point for your manifestations. Essentially, you want to make sure that when you're visualizing, you have to visualize to a point where your body can feel like you're experiencing that, like you would feel the emotions. However, since a lot of us have a lot of self-limiting beliefs around us and like conditioned way of thinking and like worries and fears about our current life and like worries of the future and stuff, it can be difficult for us to truly believe in ourselves and believe in the possibility of us actually successfully manifesting our desires, right? If that's the case, then it would translate into us not being able to trigger the same neural activities in our brain, and thus not being able to trigger the same physical reaction in our body, and thus not being able to set the right emotional / vibrational set points for our manifestations to come in. And this is where meditation comes in handy, because when you're meditating, you're essentially practicing concentrating your awareness on one thing, calming your worries and getting rid of all those racy thoughts in your head and stuff. So combining meditation with visualization is a very powerful technique. You can find a lot of meditation or guided visualization meditations on YouTube. I will also be linking 2 of my personal favorites guided meditations in the description box. But honestly, like, to be really honest with you guys, I did not appreciate meditation until pretty recently, and I've been on my spiritual journey for over a year now, actually, because I just thought that meditation was so boring, and I didn't even know if I was doing meditation, like if I was meditating correctly, because I don't think anyone talks about how you're supposed to feel like when you're meditating and stuff. But recently I've started to appreciate meditation a lot, because personally I have a really racing mind, and yeah, like, I get anxious pretty easily sometimes, and I like worry a lot. But now whenever I feel like anxious or worried or stuck, I meditate. And the amount of insight I gain from my meditation session is really insane. So if you can relate to finding meditation really boring and like not being able to commit to it, don't worry. Let me give you like an honest and sincere advice. Honestly, just start with meditating, I don't know, 10 minutes. You don't have to do it every day. Just do it whenever you feel like it. For me, I do not have a set time period every day to meditate. It usually depends on my internal states. I think it works differently for everybody. So you really need to figure out what kind of schedule works the best for you. But meditation is honestly so powerful, and it's really hard. I feel like it's really hard to teach because it's a very subjective experience. Like, sometimes I use meditation just to recenter my energy, meaning I don't even think about anything. I just quiet my mind and focus my attention on my breath. But sometimes I like calm my mind and like focus on one thought, and usually it's like my biggest worry or something, and then I just think through the logic while in a meditative state. That's where I usually gain insights and epiphanies. So yeah, I would just suggest you guys to just start to meditate, because it's something that meditation is like a skill. I feel like it's something that builds up as you do it more often. Just try meditation and slowly build a habit around it. I've actually recently incorporated a morning visualization meditation session into my morning routine. It's such a great way to set the right emotional set point for the day, because I usually find myself feeling very energized and making the right decisions throughout the day towards my manifestations. So yeah, I really highly recommend it. But if you're like me, or past me, who's very impatient and can sometimes find it difficult to meditate every day consistently, do not worry, because I am going to give you guys 2 more visualization techniques, or 2 more ways where you can visualize and implement visualization. And in my experience, they are equally powerful in manifesting your desires. The first one is shower visualization. And I actually learned this visualization technique from one of my very favorite YouTubers, Anila Sita. She's super amazing, and she talks about manifestations too, and she likes to share her personal manifestation stories. If you're interested in that, go check her channel out. So why is shower visualization so powerful? Because people naturally relax in the shower, and people naturally get into what I call a semi-meditative state. And this is why people often find themselves, or their minds naturally wander off in the shower. It's because you just naturally relax by the hot shower. Unless you're taking ice cold showers, I guess this method isn't that suitable for you. So when you're showering, it will be easier for you to surpass your worries and fears, and thus easier for you to vividly visualize what you want to manifest, and easier for you to trigger the associated physical reactions in your body. And plus, shower visualization is so easy and like so low resistance, because it's just so easy to do. So basically, how do you visualize in the shower? When you're taking a shower, when you're like really relaxed, just close your eyes. I like to do it when I'm washing my face or washing my head. Like, I like to let hot water rinse all over me from head to toes. So basically, you just close your eyes and imagine what you want to manifest. Like, imagine whatever scenarios, but make sure that scenario triggers the right emotional set points in yourself. Think about how you would feel like when you have obtained your manifestation, and try to embody that emotions while holding that vision in your head. Really imagine something and really vividly, and have a vision in your head, and then hold that vision, feel the emotions in your body, and just say, I want to have blank like your manifestations, or I am on the timeline to having blank, whatever your desires are. And you can either say it out loud, I like to say it out loud, or you can just whisper in your head or heart. Just make a conscious decision and make sure you mean it, okay? Like make sure you actually mean that you want to have that, and like you are going to have that when you say that. And yeah, that's it. Isn't that easy? And oh my god, I've had my manifestations come in the next day when doing shower visualizations before. So basically I was manifesting to run into a guy who I was crushing on and like study with him and stuff. And like literally it was so improbable because I was studying in a coffee shop and I ran into him. Yeah, it was crazy. Okay, anyways, so back to shower visualization. Because usually people take a shower, you know, like at least once a day or once every 2 days. I don't know, no judgment, okay? I have no idea. But what I'm trying to say is that usually people already have the habit of taking a shower. So if you combine visualization with taking a shower, then it would be like a really low resistance, low commitment way to manifest. So yes, I highly recommend this method because I personally really love this method. So moving on to the second visualization method. This method is also very easy to implement and it's super powerful, okay? Okay, so this method is visualization before falling asleep. Because, okay, remember in the last video we talked about how our subconscious mind is always at work and we're constantly manifesting through our subconscious mind and through our feelings and emotions, and especially when we're sleeping, because when we're sleeping our conscious mind goes to rest but not our subconscious mind. And this is why manifestation takes more than shifting conscious belief systems to come in, because whatever you're trying to manifest, you really need to change your subconscious belief systems, and you can do so by visualization. The reason why you can accomplish changing your subconscious belief systems through visualization is because when you're visualizing, remember how we talked about your neurons will look like as if you were experiencing that in the present moment. Basically, when you are able to visualize something vividly or visualize your manifestations vividly, your brain would think that this is the reality, and your brain would think that you have already experienced that as your reality, which then it would slowly melts down your limiting belief systems because they're contracting each other. And the more you strengthen, like we said, the more you strengthen your neural pathways into thinking and believing and feeling like you have already obtained your manifestations, the less likely the opposite neural pathways get lit up and the weaker it would become, basically. Even aside from like all those biologies and, you know, like stuff, or anatomies, I guess, I don't know, like aside from all those like brain shebang and stuff, just think about it logically. When you can literally feel like something is happening in the present moment, of course it's going to make you believe in the probability of that actually coming in. At least you're gonna believe in it more and more. And so practicing visualizations is a great way to shift your subconscious belief systems and to basically shift your internal states into vibrating in a way that represents your ideal self, if that makes sense. So back to visualization before falling asleep. How do you do that? It's very simple. Basically, when you're laying down and about to go to bed, just take a few deep breaths and relax your body as if you are trying to go into like a meditative state, kind of. Just take a moment to relax your body and to clear your mind, and then visualize your manifestations and try to fall asleep while you're manifesting or while you're visualizing your manifestations, because by doing so you'll likely be manifesting your desires even when you're sleeping. And sometimes you can even like dream of your manifestations, and that is a good sign, because that is a sign that you're vibrating at that frequency when you're sleeping, because you're thinking about it, right? But keep in mind to not think too hard, because it might prevent you from falling asleep. Yeah. Okay, and that is all for today's video. I hope this video was helpful, and let me know in the comment down below which visualization method is your favorite and which visualization method you plan to utilize. But before we actually end today's video, keep in mind that no matter which method you choose, sorry I'm like repeating myself, but this is important, okay? No matter which visualization method you choose, remember that you have to really feel the emotions and feelings in order to set the correct emotional set points to attract in your manifestations. And the second purpose is to rewire your brain into truly believing in yourself. And the more you visualize, the more your brain would be able to conceive your manifestations as reality, as something that's attainable. So if you are having trouble like believing in yourself, try doing visualizations at least once every 2 days, depending on your schedule and depending on what works for you. But just make it a habit, you know, like, because you need to be somewhat consistent in order to rewire your brain. Okay guys, listen, like honestly, from the bottom of my heart, okay, sometimes I get insights and epiphanies when doing visualization practices, because a lot of those worries and anxieties are due to self-limiting beliefs that I put on myself. So when you're able to bring your entire physical state into that of your desired self, you'll start seeing the path to your manifestations very clearly, or like clearer, because okay, honestly, you'll never see the entire path clearly because life just doesn't operate that way, but you're gonna see like what steps to take next, I guess, and that is super helpful in my opinion. And you're gonna start seeing ways to overcome whatever obstacles or challenges your self-limiting beliefs are trying to like impose on you, when you're able to like bring yourself into a state that represents your desired self, or more generally speaking, when you are able to bring your entire physical state into a more high vibe state. Yeah, I have a blog that talks about that. I'm gonna link that down below too. Okay, that is finally all for today's video. I hope it was helpful, and I'm sending you guys so much love and light. And yeah, take good care of yourself. Until next time, bye. Mwah.